3 years ago, I had a product people wanted to pay for, and I couldn't collect a single dollar. Not because the product was bad, not because I didn't have customers, because my business was registered in the wrong place. I'm Musa. I'm a non-US founder, and I built my business from Nigeria and Turkey, places where Stripe doesn't work for local businesses. If you are watching this, you probably know what I'm talking about. You've built something real, you have clients who want to pay you. Maybe you're serving international customers. Maybe you're building SaaS products or an agency or selling digital products. But your local financial infrastructure won't let you operate globally. You can't accept USD payment easily. Stripe is restricted in your country. PayPal takes massive cuts and holds your money. Enterprise clients need a US registered vendor, and you can't give them that. So you are losing deals, you're turning down opportunities, you are stuck. Here is what I learned after spending months and way too much money to figure this out. The barrier isn't permanent, it is structural, and there is a very specific way to remove it. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your complete US business foundation, LLC, EIN, US bank account, and Stripe in about 2 weeks from wherever you are in the world. No visa, no US address, no US partner. No physical presence required in the United States. And if you want me to walk you through your specific situation, I will show you how to book a free call with me at the end. But first, let me show you what's actually possible. Let me paint a picture you probably recognize. You are a founder in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Egypt, in Turkey, in India, in Pakistan, anywhere outside of the United States. You've built a real business. You have the skills, you have clients, you might even have revenue. But you hit a wall the moment you try to operate internationally. A US client wants to hire you, but they need you to send a W-9 form. You can't. An enterprise wants to work with you, but their procurement requires a US registered vendor. You are not one. You want to use Stripe to accept payments, but when you try to sign up, you see, Stripe is not available in your country. Not banned, restricted. You try to bill international clients in US dollars, but your local bank account only handles local currency. The conversion fee eats 5 to 10% of every payment. You try PayPal, if it's available in your country, they hold your funds for weeks. They freeze your account for no clear reasons. They take 4 to 5% per transaction plus conversion fees. And here is the really frustrating part. You watch other founders, people who aren't better than you, who don't work harder than you, but they happen to be in the US, UK, or Europe, and they don't have any of these problems. They sign up for Stripe in 10 minutes, they invoice clients in US dollars, they get paid instantly. They can say yes to every opportunity, and you can't. So you start Googling how to get Stripe in your country, or US LLC for non-US resident, international payments processing, and you find thousands of conflicting answers. Some people say you need a US visa. Some say you need a US partner. Some say you need to travel to the United States to be able to open a US bank account. Some may even say it's illegal, and some may say it's impossible for your nationality. None of that is true. But the information out there is designed for US residents. The YouTube tutorials assume you live in the United States or you have access to the United States. The blog posts skip over the parts that actually matter for non-US residents. The thread of question and answers platform are filled with people who tried and failed because they did it in the wrong sequence. So let me tell you what actually works. The solution is a complete US business foundation, not just one piece, all four. 1. US registered business entity, specifically a limited liability company, LLC, or a C corporation, C-Corp, registered in the right state for your nationality and business model. 2. Federal tax ID from the IRS. This is called the EIN, Employer Identification Number. It is how the US government identifies your business. Without it, no US bank will open an account for you. 3. US business bank account. Mercury or Relay or any other option, both accept non-resident LLC owners. This is where your clients send USD payments. This is what connects to Stripe. 4. Stripe activated and compliant. Once you have an LLC, EIN, a US bank account, Stripe approval is straightforward. LLC, EIN, bank, Stripe. In that exact order. That sequence eliminates all rejection points. Now, if you are thinking, okay, but how do I actually do this? What about my specific country? What documents do I need? What if something goes wrong? That is exactly what I help people with. At the end of this video, I will show you exactly how to book a free call with me, where we'll answer all of that for your specific situation. But let me show you why this sequence matters. Step 1. LLC or C-Corp registration. You do not need to be a US citizen. You do not need a US visa. You do not need to travel to the United States. You register online through your state's registration portal. It takes 24 to 48 hours in Wyoming. Wyoming is the right state for LLC for most non-US founders because it has the lowest annual fees, the strongest privacy protection, and the best banking compatibility for non-US residents. For a C-Corp, the best is the state of Delaware. Delaware is best for C-Corp, especially if you're looking to raise venture capital. If not, Wyoming LLC is the move. You'll need a registered agent. That's a company that receives legal documents on your behalf. It costs about $125 per year. It's a legal requirement. It's not a US partner. They don't touch your business. They simply just forward your documents. Total cost to register an LLC in Wyoming, about $180. Annual cost to maintain it, $62 per year. Step 2. EIN from the IRS. This is where most people get stuck. If you are a non-US resident, you can't apply for your EIN online. The IRS website is going to reject you. You have to either mail it or fax your request. Yes, faxing or mailing is your only option. I know it sounds intimidating, it sounds a bit complex, but it's actually straightforward if you know how to request for it and obtain it appropriately. First, you need to fill out the SS4 request form. Once you fill it out with your personal and company details, you sign it, you simply just mail it to this address or you fax it to this machine number. And you simply just wait for the IRS to mail it back to you, or you can call the IRS on this number to obtain your EIN identification number. When you call them for obtainment, the key is to actually know which answers you need to give to what particular questions. If you say the wrong thing, like if you tell them you're applying or you're requesting as an individual rather than as the company owner or as the company representative, they will reject you and you will have to start over the process again. I give my client the exact script for this call and we actually have a mock-up call test to prepare them for this. Every single one of them have gotten their EIN when it's ready on the first try. Timeline for an LLC is usually between 2 to 3 business days, and EIN, you may have to wait for up to 1 to 3 months to actually receive it from the IRS. But if you go with the approach of calling the IRS to obtain your EIN, it can take anywhere as early as 7 business days to 14 business days. Step 3. US bank account. Mercury and Relay both accept non-resident LLC owners, but they have different documentation requirements depending on your nationality. All nationalities require a passport and LLC documents. Some need proof of residential address. Some may even be required to provide additional verification documents. If you submit the wrong documents or format incorrectly, your application gets rejected. And once you are rejected by one bank, it's harder to get approved by another bank. This is where preparation matters. I review every client application before they actually submit it. We make sure documents are formatted correctly. We make sure information matches across your LLC, EIN, and verification documents. When it's done right, approval can be as early as 12 to 24 hours. And in some special cases where additional verification is required, it can take 3 to 5 business days. But what if for your specific situation, due to your nationality, Mercury or Relay is not supporting you? What do you do then? This is where we take it one step further for you as a client for your specific situation and provide you with a banking solution. Step 4. Stripe. Once you have your LLC, EIN, bank account, Stripe activation is the easiest part. You sign up as a US business, you use your LLC information, you use your EIN as your tax ID, you connect your bank account. Stripe approval can take as early as 1 hour, and in some cases of additional document requirements, as early as 24 to 48 hours. Total timeline, if this sequence is followed correctly, 2 weeks. LLC, 24 to 48 hours. EIN, 7 to 11 business days. US bank account, 12 to 24 hours. Stripe, within 24 hours. 2 weeks, from nothing to a fully operational US business foundation. Let me tell you about Azil. Azil is a founder in Turkey. He helps businesses turn their expertise into digital products. It guides them through creating, hosting, and launching their offers. When he came to me, he had the problem most non-US founders have. He had international clients who wanted to work with him. He had a real business, but he could not access Stripe. He couldn't bill in US dollars easily. He was stuck using local payment processors that took massive cuts and create friction for his clients. We set up his complete US business foundation, LLC in the United States, EIN from the IRS, bank accounts with Mercury, Stripe activated and compliant. 9 days from the day he registered his LLC to the day Stripe account was live. 9 days. And here is what he said. As a founder based in Turkey, setting up a US company, obtaining an EIN, opening a US bank account and getting access to Stripe initially felt complicated and uncertain. Musa and the Control team guided me through the entire process step by step with clear instruction and structured execution sessions. What stood out most was their professionalism, responsiveness, and the clarity of the roadmap they provided. Within the expected time frame, my US business foundation was fully set up, including the LLC formation, EIN, US bank account, and payment infrastructure, allowing me to confidently operate and receive international payments. One moment that stood out for me was when the US bank account was approved. That was when I realized the process was actually working. The Stripe account was live and it is connected to my US bank account. That was the end goal and I obtained my desired results. Azil isn't special. He didn't have connections. He didn't have a US address. He just followed the process in the right sequence. And that's the difference. When you do it in the right order, with the right preparation, it works. I've guided every single one of my clients through this process. Some from Nigeria, some from India, some from South Africa, some from Uganda, some from the Maldives, and so on. Every single one who followed the process got all 4 outcomes: LLC, EIN, US Bank, Stripe. 0 failure till date. Not because I'm doing something magical, because the sequence eliminates rejection points. Now, let me destroy a few myths that might be in your head right now. Myth 1. Stripe is banned in my country. No, Stripe is restricted for local businesses in your country. A US LLC removes that restriction. Once you have a US entity, you are applying as a US business. Stripe doesn't care where you live. They care about where you operate your business from. They care where your business is registered. Myth 2. I need a US visa. No. You can legally form your US LLC as a non-US resident with no visa, no US address, no US partner. The LLC is a legal entity. You own it from wherever you are. Myth 3. US LLC means I must pay taxes on all my income. No. A single member LLC owned by a non-US resident is what's called a disregarded entity for US federal tax purposes. If you are not doing business inside the United States, if you are just using your LLC to receive payments from international clients, you generally don't owe a US federal income tax. You still need to handle taxes in your home country, but LLC doesn't automatically create a US tax liability. That said, I'm not a tax professional. You should talk to a tax professional in your country to understand your specific obligations. But the idea that US LLC equals US tax on everything is wrong. Myth 4. I can figure this out myself from YouTube videos. Maybe, but here is the problem. Most of the content online is for US residents. And for non-US residents, a lot of important points are actually skipped because most of these resources are given to you in a demo format, not in the actual procedure, implementation, and execution process. For example, the IRS scripts, the nationality-specific banking requirements, the residency and verification document for specific banking, the Stripe entity alignments, and so on. And if you get one step wrong, if you register your business in the wrong state, you omit important details during your EIN request and obtainment procedure, you submit wrong verification document for your US banking, you get rejected. And now, or later down the line, you have to fix that, which costs more time and more money than doing it right the first time. I'm not saying you can't do it yourself. I'm saying the information you find online won't prepare you adequately for the part when non-US residents get stuck. Myth 5. I need physical presence in the United States. No, you execute every step remotely. LLC registration online, IRS requests and obtainments, faxing and call, all from your phone, banking application online, Stripe online. You never need to step foot in the United States. So, why work with me instead of doing this yourself or using some cheap LLC formation services? Because this isn't just about getting your LLC. It's about getting the right structure that makes everything downstream work. Most LLC services will register your company and hand you your documents. Great. But they won't tell you which state is best for your nationality and for your business or for your industry. They won't prepare you for the obtainment procedure, except if you're willing to wait for 1 to 3 months. They definitely won't review your banking application on your behalf, and they won't even assist you with Stripe alignment approval. And when something gets rejected after your LLC documents have been handed to you, you are on your own. I built Cochual on one principle: strategic personalization. Your nationality determines which banking you go ahead with, what verification documents you need for the approval. Your business model determines which entity and which state to register in. Your revenue structure determines how Stripe needs to be configured. There is no one size fits all. There is the right setup for your situation. When you work with me, here is what happens. We start with a free 20-minute intake call. I ask you 6 questions about your nationality, your current payment structure, your goal, and your timeline. At the end of the call, you know exactly whether your business qualifies. You know exactly what your personalized roadmap looks like. You know exactly what documents you need. No pitch, no pressure, just clarity. If you qualify and you want to move forward, you pay the onboarding fee. We send you the service agreement, you get your personalized roadmap. And then you execute every step yourself with my preparation and guidance. You register your LLC, you obtain your EIN, you submit your application and open your bank account, you activate Stripe. I do not touch your account, no third party ever touches your account. What I do is prepare you for each stage. I give you the documentation templates, I give you the IRS script calls, I review your banking application before you submit it, I verify Stripe alignment before you apply. So when you execute, it works. And if it doesn't, if any of the 4 outcomes fails, after you follow the process exactly, you get full refund, no conditions, no disputes. The process has never failed a client who followed it correctly. Currently, I only take 7 clients per month. Not because I'm pretending to be exclusive, because that is the number I can personally oversee while maintaining the quality that makes the 100% guarantee possible. So, here is what happens next. If you are a non-US founder and you are ready to remove the structural barrier keeping you from operating globally, book a free intake call. The link is in the description. It's also pinned in the first comment. consult.cochual.com. The call is 20 minutes. It's free. There is no pitch. I'm going to ask you 6 questions. 1. What's your nationality and country of operation? 2. What industry are you in and what product service do you offer? 3. What's your current ownership structure? 4. What's your current payment structure and processing volume? 5. What is your business goal and expansion framework? 6. If everything looks good, are you ready to move forward? At the end of these 6 questions, you will know whether your business qualifies, what your personalized roadmap looks like, what documents you will need, what the timeline is, what happens if you move forward. That's it. Total transparency, no games. Look, I know what it's like to feel stuck. I know what it's like to have a real business that the financial system won't let you scale. I know what it's like to have opportunities pass you by because you can't say yes to international clients. And I know what it's like the first time you see the Stripe account go live. When you realize that the barrier isn't permanent, it's structural. The wall isn't permanent. The setup is simple and fast if the sequence is done right. And regardless of your country, we offer 100% guaranteed outcome. If you are ready, book the call. consult.cochual.com. I'll see you on the other side.